This rusting old dredger was the target for the Operation Kingfisher team. The Clifton was owned by 48-year-old David Skinner from Upminster in Essex. He was in deep financial trouble. One of his companies was in liquidation and another owed thousands of pounds. So he embarked upon what the prosecution described as a drugs odyssey about the Mediterranean. That he should attempt to do so in a boat in such poor condition was one factor that alerted customs, and it was kept under constant surveillance by British and European customs agencies. After leaving Grays in Essex, the Clifton spent 3.5 months crisscrossing the Med before heading back to Britain. On board were 62 bales of Moroccan cannabis loaded from a fishing vessel and concealed deep in the keel of the Clifton inside a special compartment that was welded up and flooded with seawater. It was worth £4.5 million. As the Clifton neared Britain, by now crewed by unknowing men who'd been flown out, it came under film surveillance by customs investigators. The first port of call was Poole in Dorset, where urgent repairs were carried out. But the gang never came near the boat, and customs men, keeping 24-hour watch, bided their time. Repairs complete, the Clifton slipped out of Poole and headed for Grays, shadowed by customs boats. When she arrived at Bruce's Wharf at Disused Quay at Grays, the customs team were in luck. The gang were filmed coming and going, and the decision was taken to move in. Inside the breakdown truck and the car it's carrying are armed officers from Essex Police. As the custom team move in to help, the men are forced on the ground until it's sure they're unarmed. The customs team then move in to search the Clifton. Officers such as Chris, who wants to remain anonymous, had a difficult job of getting to the drugs.
Extremely difficult because of the conditions of removing this original plate, and then the subsequent plate had to be done while standing in water, very poor light, cramped conditions.
Today the Clifton lies rotting in Tilbury docks. On board, the crew quarters remain untouched since the day of the hurried arrests. During the trial, which lasted 3 months, the judge and jury spent a day on board looking over the boat. Customs officials have described the drugs haul aboard the Clifton as one of the most cunning and sophisticated of its kind. And in keeping with last year's big rise in drug hauls, they've pointed to increased cooperation between European drug agencies as playing a major role in the bust. This is Ken Andrew at Tilbury Docks for Thames News.